What is up, everybody? Welcome to Lawn Academy. My name is Antonio Rivas, and I am the founder. Here at Lawn Academy, we have one mission, and that is to turn grass into profits, being your guide to building your lawn care business. In this video today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get your first 10 lawn care clients. We're going to go over some strategies on how to do so and some actionable steps that you can actually do today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Step one is going to be to define your target area. So you're going to have a specific area, whether it's local, maybe it's driving distance. You're going to have a specific area that you want to target to do your services, right? And you need to make sure you actually define this area, because you're going to be hitting this area with different tactics, and you don't want to be spreading yourself too thin. You don't want to be going too far wide, right? Because you're going to be hitting this area with different tactics. Sounds kind of aggressive, but the idea is you want to start small and grow big, right? So pick an area that is local to you, all right? A place that you know has homes with people that are willing to spend money on lawn care. You know, if you have an area that you know has higher class people, maybe they are a small like community and their average income is higher compared to places closer to you, right? That might be a good place to target. You want to be targeting people that you know have the money to pay for services, and you know may not have the time to do the services themselves. So that's somebody that is your potential client, right? And then figure out how you're going to get to these people. If you're going to be going somewhere that's 15-20 minutes away, you need to make sure that you have means of transportation to get there. If you are starting out, completely brand new, you don't have a trailer, you don't have a truck yet, you have to understand that you're more limited, and you may only be able to do lawns that are in your walking distance, right? So figure out how you're going to get to these people. Figure out where you're starting, how you're going to get to these people, and that's pretty much that. And then the main goal with your target area is to establish yourself, okay? And like we talked about, we want to grow to eventually dominate that specific area. So we start small, get our name around, build some trust, become a well-known name in that area, and then grow into something bigger so that you can dominate that area, okay? So that's pretty much what you want to do, defining your target area, figuring out exactly where you want to provide your services to start. Step two is going to be getting out there and spreading your wings, okay? So your goal is to get people to learn your name and build trust fast, which is what I just talked about. When people learn about your name, they can begin to trust you, and it will be much easier to pick up clients. And the absolute best way to do this is real life conversations, okay? There's no better way to read a person. There's no better way to see if you can trust a person than doing it in person, doing it in real life conversation, okay? When you're on the phone, when you're over text, it's not as real, it's not as authentic, okay? And it's harder for people to know who you really are. So with this being said, the method that we're going to use to do this is going to be door to door, also known as door knocking, okay? We're going to go on the streets, client facing. First thing we're going to do, knock on people's doors and introduce ourselves, meet a bunch of people, and get to know the neighborhood. So let's go over some preparation for door knocking. You're going to want to prepare a few things, okay? These things are going to help you and set you up for success. A lot of people just, get out there and door knock without any, background, any scripts, and they don't do as well. And then they say that door knocking doesn't work when in reality they didn't approach it correctly, okay? So the first thing is you're going to want to put together some type of physical marketing to hand out, okay? Whether that be a business card, whether that be a flyer, you can make it anything you want to be, okay? It can be extremely simple too. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be a professional design. It can simply be a piece of paper with your name, the services you offer, and your contact info. Don't overthink this. It's for clients to be able to remember you and to remember your name. You're not running a multi-million-dollar ad campaign, so just make it simple to start out. The second thing, you're going to want to build out a script that you can use, approaching the clients in a soft way that isn't going to get the door shut in your face. You don't want to walk up and not know what you're going to say. You need to know what you're going to say. You need to practice what you're going to say beforehand, okay? Because you want to approach every conversation with confidence. If you don't have confidence, they're going to question if you know what you're doing and if you're truly a professional. So you need to make sure that you approach the conversations with confidence. And the first step of doing that is knowing exactly what to say. And then step 3, door knocking tracking. So you're going to need a method to track your progress around the neighborhood. Tracking how many doors you're actually knocking. You don't want to knock the same door twice in the same day, stuff like that. And then step 4 is your mind. Not every person is going to say yes, and you need to understand that. You will get the door closed on you. People will sometimes be rude, but you're there for the few people who will listen to you, who want to hear what you want to say, and at the same time may even turn into a yes, may even turn into your clients. Okay, so make sure that you actually door knock. Starting with your flyer, okay? You don't have to make anything crazy. You don't have to make, a crazy design. It just has to be something that gets the point across to people that you're giving it to, okay? When you give people a physical piece of paper or a physical flyer, they're going to remember your name. They're going to remember who you are. And they're going to have a piece of your business that they can keep and remember in the future if they ever need it, okay? So here's a few things that you're going to want on that flyer. First thing you're going to want is your name. If you have a business name, that's great. If not, you can just use your name. Either one is going to work. Then you want to have a short description on the services that you're actually going to be providing. And you can even bullet point it if you have a bunch of services that you are offering, okay? People like to see what you offer. And the more that you put on the paper, more of a chance that somebody's going to recognize that service that they may need for themselves. So that's why it's good to put it on the paper. And then you want to put your contact info. Phone number or email are going to be the two best, in my opinion, so that people can contact you whenever they need services. Finally, you're going to print it out, and that is going to be your main marketing piece that you have with you when you go door knocking. We're going to talk about your script. So what you're going to say when you're at the door with the client, with the potential client, is very, very important, okay? Because, again, we need to balance pushing a sale and building trust. We don't want to come off as a sales guy or as too salesy. We want to be able to build a relationship with that potential client. And the way that we do that is coming prepared, coming with a proper script that isn't going to pressure them into anything. It's only going to be a offer of services, and they can choose if they want to, support you or not. So I wrote here an example script that you can use. It's very simple and straightforward, but it gets your point across, introduces yourself, and gives them the opportunity to support your business if they need the services, right? If they don't, that's totally fine. But this script isn't going to pressure them or force them into anything that they don't want. So here's a script. You knock on the door, and then you say, "Hey there, how's it going? My name is Antonio. I run a small local lawn care business here in the neighborhood. I'm just out meeting a few homeowners and introducing myself." And then at this point, you can hand them your flyer. And then you tell them, "Here's my flyer." And then you ask them, "Is there currently any yard work you need help with?" Okay. Again, coming off very lightly, very, very light approach, and people are not going to feel pressured to do anything. They're not going to be pressured to, think about a service that they may need, or sign up for something that they don't really need, right? So the point here is to just get your point across, introduce yourself, and then see how it goes from there. If they say yes, see what they need done. See if you can offer them a price right then and there. Maybe they need their grass to be cut. Maybe they're looking for somebody to cut their grass on a weekly basis, and they couldn't find anybody, and you appeared at the right time. It's very possible. Or maybe they need some mulch installed, right? The possibilities are endless, but the idea is for you to capture the demand if it's there. Now, if they say no, that's fine. Not everybody's going to say yes. Thank them for their time and close out the conversation politely. Still give them a flyer, okay, regardless, because they can still save it. And in the future, when they think of needing a lawn care service, they will call you. Step 3, continued. We need to talk about tracking your knocks, okay? So we need to go a little bit deeper on how we're going to track each door that we knock. It's important that we track because you do not want to hit the same door twice, all right? If you call, like, if for example you call the same person twice, or you knock on the same door twice in the same day, they're not going to be too happy, all right? So you want to make sure that you're tracking, you have all the right data, right? And then the next time you go out to knock doors, you are not going to be hitting the same spots. So there's 2 ways that you can track your knocks. The first way is going to be on paper, which is very simple. You write down each address you knock, and you review your list and make sure not to hit it again, okay? The second way is going to be with an app. So there's apps like Sales Rabbit that you can use, and with the app you're able to mark off the houses as you knock. It makes it easy, makes it very simple. You can just mark them off as you go, and then the app will tell you what you've hit in the past. The only thing is that you'll most likely have to pay for it. And then in general, you should be able to hit at least 50 to 75 houses per day. That is, I would say, the bare minimum, and very easy to do. And I guarantee, like, out of 50 to 75 houses that you knock, you should get at least 2 to 4 people that are interested in your services. Continuing on, we talked about how you have to prepare your mind for door knocking. You need to understand that it's not going to be easy, and at first you're probably going to make some mistakes. You might stutter, you might say the wrong thing, but you're not trying to get every person to say yes, okay? You need to be okay with making mistakes at first and messing up. It's part of the process. Once you get good, once you get comfortable with your script, then that's when you get to the point where you'll be able to pick up work consistently, because you're approaching every conversation with confidence. People look at you as a professional, and you can answer any question or objection that the person might have, all right? Keep in mind the 2 main goals that you're trying to do with door knocking is to get your name out there and to build trust. If you can do those 2 things, you've achieved mostly what you want to do, okay? Of course, it'd be great to sign up every person you talk to, but that is not realistic. If you can build a brand in your neighborhood, if you can get your name around your neighborhood, that's going to be extremely important, so that whenever people think about a lawn service or need any type of lawn care services, you're the one that they call. Door knocking, for the most part, is untapped in the lawn care industry. A lot of companies do not do it. So this creates a lot of opportunity, and it's honestly our opportunity to stand out as lawn care business owners. You just have to do it, all right? Most people get scared away by door knocking, so they just don't do it. If you simply just go after it and do it, you're going to stand out, and you're going to pick up work in return. All right, so step 4, moving on here. Another way that you can potentially pick up work is the thing in your pocket, your phone. Okay. I learned this from Alex Ramosi, but basically, the easiest way that you can look for work or ask for work is by contacting the people that are already in your phone. Every contact in your phone is a potential lead. Okay. Um, you can talk to family, you could talk to friends, you could talk to coworkers, anybody else that you have in your phone. Offer them your services. Maybe they have been thinking about hiring a lawn care service, but never pulled the trigger. This is their chance to finally do it and your opportunity. Okay. You could be saving your friends or family time, stress, you know, anything, any type of service that they need done, you're going to help them do. Okay. And this is your opportunity. Maybe even your friends or family have people they know that might need lawn care services. That's potentially there too. All right, guys, moving on to step 5, we're going to be talking about turning your first clients into referrals. So when you complete your first couple jobs, you definitely need to make sure that you're doing your absolute best work. Okay. Now, this should be the standard for the entirety of your business, but I'm making it clear here on your first couple jobs because you need to get referrals. Okay. You need to make sure that that client, whatever work you're doing, is 100% satisfied before you leave the site. Because if they are 100% satisfied, they will not hesitate to refer you out. And that's why it's important that you do your absolute best. Okay. So what are you going to do with that? As soon as you finish a job, okay, you're going to ask that client to share your information, whether it's telling a couple friends, posting on Facebook, whatever it is. The goal is for the client to share and spread your information about your business, about the services that you do, and the job that you did for them. Okay. I want you to just think about it in your life, your perspective. Okay. Let's just say that you have a family member that comes to you and refers you to this amazing food spot, right? You automatically, without going to that food spot, know, if you trust that person, that it's going to be good and that the food there was quality. Okay. Based on the opinion of the person that came to you and that you trust, right? So the same thing applies here. If one of your clients goes and tells a friend, right, and that friend trusts your client, and your client is telling them that, oh, I got my lawn cut by Antonio. It was honestly one of the best lawn cuts I've ever seen. They did the edges so clean, and the stripes are like perfectly straight, right? What do you think the client is going to think in their head? Oh, well, I don't even need to check this guy out. I already know, based on my friend here, that Antonio does good work, so I'm going to hire him. Okay. And this automatically validates you. Okay. This automatically validates you. You don't need to sit around and try to, convince the client or go through the trust building phase, right? Your business is already validated to that client, and they're more than willing to try you out if they have a need for that service. Okay. So this is what you're trying to create for your business, a constant flow of referrals. You do work for a client, they refer you. You do work for a client, they refer you. All right. And that's not to say that one client can't refer 5 people to you. Okay. It can be an unlimited amount of people. But that's why you always want to do your best work. Because if you do your best work, 100% satisfy the client, they will gladly refer you to their friends and family. Okay. And it turns into a never-ending cycle of work. So make sure you are doing your best work and asking for client referrals. Step 6 is going to be online visibility. So online visibility is important, obviously. Everything is on the internet these days, and even, people that are over 50 are using the internet more these days. So it's important that you have presence online. Okay. There's lawn care companies in my area that lack online presence, and that's why they're always struggling. Okay. So you need to make sure you're covered in all fronts. Now, I'm going to give you guys three, okay? There is more that you can do, but these are the three that I would say to get started on right away because they're free and they're pretty easy to do. And it'll help you kickstart your online visibility right off the bat, okay? So the first one is going to be creating a Facebook page for your business, creating a specific business page, okay? And this is going to allow you to, build a following. You're going to be able to share this page with your family and friends. You'll be able to share this page with customers that you do work for, okay? And you'll be able to post your work. You'll be able to post deals and discounts and maybe even educational stuff for homeowners. And that will attract clients for you, okay? It's very, very simple, okay? The Facebook page, it's very simple. You don't need to do too much as long as you are gathering followers, consistently inviting people to your page and posting, okay? It's going to do well, and you're going to build an audience that will continuously come back to buy from you. Number two is going to be creating a Google business profile. The Google business profile is also very important. Most people these days, they find services through a Google search. So if they search up lawn service near me and your business pops up, well, guess who they're going to call? You, okay? Now, if they search up lawn care near me and they see your competitors, but not you, your competitors are going to get the call. Your competitors are going to get the business, not you. So that's why it's important to have a Google business profile. You're going to need to do the most annoying part, which is the verification. But once you get the verification out of the way, you'll be able to put photos, your business address, your phone number, and then even like quote links if you wanted to put that. And it really allows for people to get a glimpse of your business and the work that you do straight from Google's page, the homepage. All right. So that's also very important. And one other thing is Google reviews. You need to have Google reviews. As soon as that page is up and running, make sure every client you do work for writes you a good review, okay? With, you doing good work, of course, but make sure that they write you a good review because those reviews help you rank higher compared to your competitors, especially if you're getting a ton of 5 stars. It's going to look really good to the community. And then number 3 is going to be posting digital ads and videos into local Facebook groups. So you can make digital ads, which is like a flyer, a digital flyer, if you will, kind of like the flyer that I made in the previous slide, in a digital version though. And then you share these into Facebook groups, local community groups, buy sell trade groups, garage sale groups, okay? And you get in front of a ton of people, all right? And they're local to your community. They are people that, are, your ideal clients really, because they're local. Most of these people are middle-aged people. They're not young. So they're going to be your perfect target audience. And then the same thing with videos. You can make videos, show your face. They could put a face to the name, which is very important in building trust. And, if they like who you are, who you present yourself as, they may just hire you from that, okay? The goal of these is to just get you in front of more eyes faster, which is exactly what you want. You need to get in front of as many eyes as possible so that you can grow your business, okay? It's going to take a good amount of people to close that first deal. So the more people you can get in front of, the better. Step 7, we're going to talk about offers, okay? You can get creative when starting out, crafting special offers for people to try out your services. I think the best one that you could possibly do is first cut free. Now, why would I offer first cut free? Just think about it. People don't know you. People are just starting to hear about your name, and you don't have any reputation for your business yet, okay? Yet you're trying to market your services. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows, how the quality of work you do, et cetera, et cetera. So what does the first cut free allow? Well, it's basically like doing a free trial, okay? You go and complete one cut for that customer, and they get to see the quality of your work. They get to see how well you do, and then they decide from there if they want to continue on with services. All right. This is very important because doing like 2 or 3 cuts for free, you can easily get people that are not only recurring, those people that you actually cut, but those people can refer you, especially in these Facebook groups, okay? And then you'll build trust a lot quicker than doing it without it. Work for free at first, and then get them on a recurring schedule so that you actually make money. But doing the first cut free, it's like a no obligation trial, lowers the resistance people have, and will honestly get more people interested. And if you do great work, like I said, they realize the price of the work that you're performing, how much stress they're saving, how much time they're saving, okay? And they may end up just keeping the services from a free trial, okay? Trust me, it's worth a shot. I've done it myself, and it works out very well. So that's probably the only offer I would try starting out. Anything else, I mean, you could always do like 50% off first cut. That works too. But first cut free works extremely well. I've done it many times. Step 8, the most important part. It's going to be action, okay? No information or guide is useful without taking action, which is exactly what you need to do now, okay? If you actually want to do this and get your first 10 clients, you need to get out there and do it. It's not going to just come to you. So what most people do is they take in a bunch of information, they read a bunch of books, watch a bunch of YouTube videos, but they never take action on those things that they learn, okay? So what's the point? They could have done nothing. They could have watched 0 videos, read no books, and their life would have been the same because they didn't take action. So what's the point? If you are serious about starting a lawn care business, if you are serious about building something meaningful, you need to take action immediately, okay? If you're in the spot where you're trying to get your first 10 clients, you should already be planning how you're going to start door knocking and when, okay? You should already be writing down your scripts and the neighborhood that you're going to be hitting. We have a limited amount of time on this earth, okay? And yeah, it might seem cheesy, but you need to get out there and do it today. You don't need to wait. You don't need to, procrastinate and do it next week. You need to do it today, all right? At least get started on the things that you need, the preparations, because it's going to take a little bit of time to prepare. But your goal is to get out there, knocking doors, talking to clients, okay, doing work as soon as possible. Once you realize that, once you do that, you will have no problem getting clients. And once you get your first 10 clients, the rest start to come a little easier and a little easier. So keep that in mind, okay? Again, take action. You won't regret it. All right, and then to close out this video, guys, I want to talk about Lawn Academy, which is the course and community that I founded. So for more in-depth training, consider joining our Skool community. It'll be linked under this video. If you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about, making money in business, so you should stop winging it. Join a community where we will help you from A to Z, okay? And how to actually build a profitable lawn care business. Lawn Academy is the roadmap that I built to take you from your first client to running a real systemized lawn company, okay? Pricing, marketing, quoting, operations are all laid out step by step. No fluff, no fake gurus, just actually what works in the field, okay? If you see me, I'm wearing my shirt. I'm currently in my office right now. I do this. I do this for a living. I still do it. And I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to help you, which is really what every guru says. But if you want to look me up, look up my Instagram, look at my stories, you know that I actually do this, all right? So I'm not here to lie. Like I said, hit the link below, join Lawn Academy, and let's build something real. The community is there for you. The community is there for the people that are just starting out or somebody that is already in the game. I'm here to help you guys, and there's also other professionals in the community that are here to help you guys, okay, and answer any questions or help you face any obstacles, okay. My goal with this community is simply just to take people from nothing into something, all right, and help you actually build a profitable lawn care business. All right, guys. Well, this is the Lawn Academy. My name is Antonio Rivas. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you can at least drop a like, maybe subscribe, and join us for the next video. We'll be coming out with these once a week, some type of topic on education for lawn care businesses. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching.